My name is Trisha Walsh. My pronouns are she and her. I'm a VP with our engineering group. I lead security engineering and technology. I've been at Yelp for 6 years. I'm located in Portland, Oregon. I'm 57 years old, and I co-lead our Awesome Women in Engineering group with Sue Pai. One of our Yelp values is authenticity, and we define it by tell the truth, be straightforward, over-communicate, and no need to spin things. Being authentic to me means showing up fully, not putting on a mask of who you think I should be. We build trust through our authenticity. I don't want to be a stiff, cold leader. When we see folks being their genuine selves, it is easier to trust them. In the fall of 2021, I was really struggling with this here at Yelp. Let me take you back. Up until the middle of 2021, between the IT department and tech sourcing, the org I was managing was about 45 people. As the leader, I was able to have some involvement in all our projects and do periodic one-on-ones with everyone in the org. The managers were completely capable to run the day-to-day, which they did. In September of 2021, the org I was running doubled in size when we added security engineering. The org went from 45 people to about 95 people in short order. Suddenly, it wasn't possible to scale how I operated as a leader with an org of this larger size. And more importantly, I also needed to learn how we do security here at Yelp, and quickly. So here I was, leading security engineering without any prior experience at Yelp. I have a security background, but it was at previous companies, and it was in the financial sector. Here's where my struggle begins. As a leader, I've never been afraid to hire people that are smarter than me, but when it came to leading security engineering, I really didn't know that much about it, and I certainly didn't know much about it at Yelp. It was really important that I have an opportunity to learn as much as I could, which meant reading a lot, listening a lot, meeting with a lot of people in security engineering, but I couldn't do that well and continue to run the organization the way I had been. What's true is I had a lot to learn, and to be able to be the trustworthy leader for security engineering as well, I wanted to learn more about security and fast. I have a really old habit of trying to solve problems I'm facing all on my own. I get into this mode of, I can figure this out, and then I extrapolated that to, my boss will want me to figure this out on my own. Now, mind you, my boss has said no such thing. This is all in my head. And at that time, not all that clear to me, even what's going on. But looking back, I can tell you it was fear. It was fear of failing in front of my boss, and failing all the people in the larger organization. A couple of months go by, and I'm not solving this. I have too much to do and not enough of my own time to go around. I'm feeling really crappy because I'm not able to show up the way that I want for anyone. Part of the trappings of thinking I can figure this out is I'm not talking to anyone about this. I'm literally just trying to muscle my way through. Now I'm in a vicious cycle. I'm not talking about it, so it's building up and bubbling under the surface. I was afraid to bring these feelings because they felt really raw. They felt fear of failing. Who wants to admit that in front of their boss? So even though I had a great, trustworthy, strong relationship with my boss, this felt too big. This felt too vulnerable. And so I really struggled with how to bring this up, how to have this conversation. And so by keeping it to myself for as long as I did, now we're talking like a month and a half. That's a really long time when you've got something you're not saying. It just felt really insurmountable. So I finally bring this up in a one-on-one with my boss, and by now I'm so stressed out and exhausted, I burst into tears. And my manager says, "How can I help?" It was the kindest response. This was literally all in my head. By not being authentic about my fears and saying what I needed, I certainly wasn't giving my manager an opportunity to support me. So as you can see, I'd put on the I should know how to do this mask, which was not authentically me at the time. When I was able to get vulnerable and say out loud that I needed help, that the IT department needed a dedicated leader for its continued success, my boss could support this plan. So after this meeting with my boss, he needed me to write up a quick summary of the justification, a business justification to fill this role. So I was able to do that. We approved getting the role opened. And we were really fortunate. We had someone already in the organization that was ready for a promotion. And so we were able to put them in place rather quickly and run the IT department in just a couple months' time. To be a trusted leader, I know I need to be authentic all the time, not just some of the time. It means having to be vulnerable and show up fully no matter what's going on. And it turns out that when I show up fully, bringing my full self, I become more trustworthy. Our security engineering and technology org has continued to evolve, and we added people technology as well. Getting vulnerable has not held me back. In fact, it's truly set me free and been instrumental in my growth as a leader. What I've learned is to get quicker about bringing up whatever struggles I have, including with my boss, so that we can start to find a way to solve for them sooner, and I don't have to hold them on my own. There's an expression, my brain is like a bad neighborhood. No one should go there alone. For anyone thinking about becoming a leader, or anyone that already is in a leadership role, remember, you're not alone. You are not in this to do this completely by yourself. You've got support around you. Find the folks that can support you, who are your trusted advisors. They use the expression, find your own board of directors, who are the folks that you go to. But definitely talk out loud. You can't possibly know everything, and no one expects you to. Even if you think that is how leadership works, it's not. It's much more important to be honest, to say what we know, what we don't know. And so folks can expect from us at least the honesty and the truth, and we'll become more trustworthy as a part of it.